You are watching Channel Y. Channel Y, a South Asian Canadian channel.
Hello, everyone. You're watching Y Media Group. I'm your host, Shelley Seni. I'm joined by Graham Mcgregor, MPP, Brampton North. Welcome, Mr. Mcgregor.
Hi, Shelley, and hello to all the Y Media viewers. Thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure, absolutely. You know what? Your government has been updating Ontarians every day with what's coming up next, and especially keeping in mind that healthcare is a big concern, housing is a big concern. So I want to start this introduction, Minister, with the latest announcement that was made by Ontario's Health Minister, Sylvia Jones. Can you give us some details on that?
Yeah, and today the minister really released our government's plan and kind of broad vision for healthcare in Ontario. So we have a plan, it's called Your Health, a plan for connected care. And it's really based around three pillars. The first pillar being that we want to make sure that you're receiving the right care in the right place. The second, that we're actually speeding up your access to care. And then the third pillar is really around hiring more healthcare workers. You know, we have a health human resources crunch that we're facing right now, and we've put forward some pretty bold and innovative strategies to tackle that problem.
One thing that got my attention that was outlined in this new plan, that transfer of health data and details from one practitioner to the other, which will happen now. But what took so long? It should have happened years ago.
Well, in that this is the kind of stuff that we've been saying. You know, we know that right now we've been spending a record number of dollars, tax dollars, on healthcare in Ontario, but the outcomes aren't the ones that we'd really like to see. And we realize that if we just keep doing the same old every year, expecting a different result, that you know, that's kind of almost the definition of insanity. So we know the status quo is unacceptable. It's time to bring our healthcare into the 21st century. And, you know, we've been pretty bold, not only on issues like data, but also issues about connecting the healthcare you receive at a hospital, but also getting it out into the community. You know, we've had 13 minor ailments that, believe it or not, you had to get a doctor prescription for, things like pink eye, UTIs, hemorrhoids, that now can be done in the pharmacy, which means instead of, you know, going to the doctor, then heading to the pharmacy, you can do it all at your local community pharmacist, and be able to obviously get the medication that you need right there as well. So, you know, changes like this to just make it easier for people to access healthcare. You know, it's a lot of problems that are kind of minor issues can become very big issues if it takes a lot of time, and we're putting a lot of work into to deliver better healthcare for patients.
Right. The as of right rule was also highlighted once again in the current announcement. Where are we with that?
So we're bringing forward a bill in February that, if passed, would establish as of right rules for nurses across Canada. So, and you know this, Shelley, and I think this is simple enough for viewers to understand. If you can be a nurse in New Brunswick, or you can be a nurse in Alberta or in Quebec, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to be a nurse here in Ontario. So we're making it as of right, if you're a nurse anywhere else in Canada, that you'll be able to be a nurse and practice here in Ontario. I'd also add, what we're looking to do as well, I think, is take that a step further. And, you know, in the same vein, if you can be a nurse in New Brunswick, you know, I think if you can be a nurse in India, or if you can be a nurse in the Philippines, or you can be a nurse in Brazil, it shouldn't take you 4 years and thousands of dollars to become a nurse here in Ontario. And what we've really been pushing through the College of Nurses in Ontario to do is expedite the approvals for internationally recognized nurses. So we're actually going to be expediting 5,000 more internationally educated nurses as well, as part of our broad plan to make your healthcare better. And, you know, at a time when we have a shortage of workers, you know, we have a labor shortage all across Ontario, but especially in our healthcare sector. We think some of these kind of bold ideas make a lot of sense. And so far, we've been getting a really great response from the public as well.
No, absolutely. We definitely need more and more people in the healthcare sector to fight the crisis. But more people coming in the province certainly means more housing. And
That's
of
right.
course, one of the measures that was taken was the Green Belt development, which has
Yes.
been receiving both the responses, criticism as well as appreciation. So highlighting the criticism part, because Integrity Commissioner is also investigating. What do you have to say on that? And recently, NDP leader, the incoming leader, has presented some details, and she actually revealed the letter to the media, citing that one of the developers had verbal communication about this announcement.
Yeah, and I just got to say it's disappointing, Shelley. Every political party goes out and says that we want to grow our province and that we want to be a welcoming province for new Canadians, so that somebody living somewhere else in the world can move to Canada, live a great life, own a home, and really have that Canadian dream. And right now, with the housing crisis that we have, that's just not possible for way too many people. Now, that's new Canadians, but that's also young Canadians, young families that are unable to afford a home to really grow and build their lives. What we decided to do with the Greenbelt is, take 0.3%. So the Greenbelt is 2 million acres. We're taking 7,000 of those acres, and we're going to be building 50,000 homes in the next few years. So especially we're building 1.5 million in 10 years, but 50,000 homes over the next few years. And if those homes don't get built, we're putting the land right back into the Greenbelt. So we're holding the builders accountable for actually building on the land, not speculating on it. Now, all of this land that we chose was ready for service. The pipes were there, the municipalities were ready to build on it. And that's why the land was chosen. Now, what we've also done is we've proposed to add in 9,000 more acres into the Greenbelt. So we're actually growing the Greenbelt by 2,000 acres. We're getting 50,000 homes built. And I'll point out that when the Liberal Party was in power, supported by the NDP at the time, they cut into the Greenbelt 17 different times. And they were doing it for things like building a golf course or driving ranges, not for housing. We know that building houses is and building homes is not just a good thing; it's critical for our province. So, like, I'm disappointed by other parties playing politics on this. The commissioner, is doing his investigation. Minister Clark and Premier Ford in our government, we know that there's been no wrongdoing here. We're complying with the investigation. One of the allegations from the Green Party leader actually already got thrown out by the Integrity Commissioner. So, I have all the confidence in the world. Look, Steve Clark, our housing minister, is a good, decent, honorable man. We need more people like him in politics. And I'm very, very confident that when the investigation concludes, we're all going to see exactly, how good and decent he is. And because I'm really looking forward to him kind of getting vindicated from this, because we really need to move on with the task of building homes, because too many families right now are priced out of the market. This is one of the biggest challenges that we're facing, and our PC party and our government's going to get it done.
Right. Coming back to the healthcare question, and in the announcement today, the portable benefits program was also discussed. Can you give us more details as to what that program entails and when will you roll it out?
So this is something that we've been studying for a little while, and we want to make sure that we get right, because if we bring out portable benefits, it will actually be the first province to do it in Canada. So we want to make sure we do it well. And for the viewers that don't know, the idea around portable benefits are this. Back in the day, you would work for the same company for 25 years. You'd have your benefits through them, and kind of have a pension and everything else. Now, some of those jobs do still exist, but a lot more of us are working in the gig economy. For myself, I've been an MPP for 6 months, but most of the jobs that I held I was there for maybe a year to 2 years, 6 months. And we want to make sure that gig workers, people who are, kind of engaging in that, which are many kind of millennials like my generation, we want to make sure that they're still able to access workers' benefits. So, Minister McNaughton is our Minister of Labor, Training, Skills Development. He's really being thoughtful about how to roll this out. We take standing up for workers' rights very, very seriously in our party. And I know there's a good plan that's coming forward. Couldn't tell you the exact date that it's coming, but we are working on it, and I'm certainly, me and all the other PC MPPs are very supportive of Minister McNaughton's work in this space.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all these details and giving your time. Before I let you go, do you have a final message for our audience?
Yeah, just look, we got elected to do things differently. We heard, I certainly heard when I was knocking doors in Brampton that people were tired of the same old approach from politicians. They wanted less talk, they wanted more action. And I get that. And that's what we're doing in the government. We really are making some changes that I think are going to transform and bring Ontario into the 21st century. And also, just very grateful for all the support that we're receiving from the community as we go for it. We're making some really good changes that I think are going to make everybody's lives better, whether it's on healthcare, whether it's on housing, whether it's on the economy. So I just really want to reiterate to the viewers, myself, Premier Ford, our entire PC team really has your backs, and we're going to make some really good changes to help you in your lives.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Minister.
Oh, thank you so much, Shelley. Have a great day.
You are watching Channel Y, a South Asian Canadian channel.